but I would like to furthermore introduce the After Orlando plays were first presented a year ago at theaters across the country in response to the deadly shootings at Pulse Nightclub in Orlando. Today's selections are read with permission from the authors Kadahj Bennett, Migdalia Cruz, and Ian Rowlands. We're honored to have actors from the Wilbury Theatre Group here to read selections from the After Orlando plays, presented in collaboration with Missing Bolts Production and the No Passport Theatre Alliance. Thank you.
After, by Kadahj Bennett. After Orlando, you held my hand. You cried in your sleep. You walked down the motorway and ran through the streets. You wore white and whispered the names of the dead. After Orlando, you wanted cereal in the morning and nothing for lunch. You said you would rather starve than eat any kind of animal ever again. After Orlando, you thought about how time was short and all of the fights we had been useless. And if we could just hold close, we would rise again. But I said it isn't so, because we had not fallen. Even if those we knew, those we met once, those whose names crossed our lips in prayer, had done so through no fault of their own. Don't you see, my love, we cannot let this stop us. Even when you want to walk down the motorway naked as the gods made you, even when you want to tear everything you own to pieces and start again, listen. Listen. And I say this without any sort of anger or shame. We are in love. We have been loved, and we will love each other again. And it will be beautiful, it will. And we will burn through the night. And people will look at us and wonder where we came from, because they will have never seen such love before, such blazing love. And we will smile through our tears. We will raise a glass. We will even dance like we used to when the world was young. And it will be beautiful, it will. Because we will remember a time when the world was much younger than it is now. And we opened our eyes and everything was innocent.
Orlando, 2:02 a.m. by Migdalia Cruz. Time, 2:02 a.m. on June 12, 2016. Place, Pulse Nightclub in Orlando, Florida, and the place your soul goes once released from there.
Right place, wrong time. It's always about time. Wrong time, right outfit. The time is pulse, a rhythmical throbbing of blood through arteries, a heartbeat, an electrical current, a light, a wave, a burst, a blast.
Not yet. First, let's talk about the place. A place for freedom to be who you want to be who you always knew you were.
A place for political meetings, building community, making history in the gay-friendliest city in the nation.
This ain't just Mickey Mouse up in here. But he's here too, with Minnie.
And we've got a lot of humidity.
I like to sweat. That's right. I said sweat, because it's always dance time in this town.
We were built for celebration. We ran from our homes, and for me that was Cabo Rojo, to Orlando, because we needed someplace to be safe, away from our blood family who couldn't accept us.
And this was it.
Safe.
Let's dance.
I guess someone got mad we were having fun.
Yes, someone got mad we had made a family.
This family created from tempo, from a central point of energy, a rhythmic throbbing, pulsating, vibrating, beating, pounding, a thrumming of an echo reverberating.
The ring, boom, rumble that tells me I'm free tonight. I'm me tonight. Hey, dance with me.
And
then my side pulsed with pain.
my chest throbbed.
My head vibrated from the sound of gunfire.
And I thought of all the stupid things I had to say in my life.
Shake my hand, it's not catching.
You don't catch AIDS from toilet seats.
You're not gay if you just think about waking up in the morning with your legs wrapped around someone your father won't approve of.
Oh, that's real gay, but it's more than that. I know who I want to wake up next to me in the morning. I know who I want to slow dance with. I know who I want to plant a garden with.
If you can't love me today, maybe you'll love me tomorrow.
You don't have to understand me, just love me. That's the last thing I told my mom. I think she understands now. I imagined how this would end, all this beauty.
Not here, though. Never here. My journey to myself never ended like this.
There was dope music and sweet laughter and tears of remembering.
What will they remember now?
Dance On, in honor of the 49, by Ian Rowlands.
I am a playwright, but this is no play.
Stanley Almodovar III.
I won't ask to be released by you at the end. I'm no Prospero. To be released is to be absolved, to forget. I can't forget. How dare I forget?
Amanda Alvear, Oscar A. Arencina Montero.
You know, when I first heard the news, saw your pictures, the diagrams of where you'd all been killed in that club, corner of Cayley Street and South Orange Avenue, I thought of my own clubbing days.
Rodolfo Ayala, Antonio Devon Brown.
Dark walls, bright light. I haven't been to a club in years. My clubbing time was the time of Sylvester. He made us all feel mighty real. The scent of sweat and amyl nitrate, the pulsing beats of those times. So much joy. I imagined you enjoying as much as I used to enjoy in that moment before.
Daryl Roman Burt II, Angel El Candelario Padro.
Yeah, when I first heard the news, I had a vision of you all dancing in a moment of ecstasy. Youth, in love, full of promise. Were you a dervish on the dance floor?
Juan Chavez Martinez.
Were you? Then I thought of Manhattan, a world away from Orlando. But the world is small. Once, walking down Broadway. Did you ever walk down Broadway?
Luis Daniel Conde.
Did you? Well, I was walking down Broadway one morning. It had just been raining and the air had that empty feeling it has after a storm. It carries sound in a different way. You know that way?
Corey James Connell.
Sound hangs in emptied air longer than it should. Anyway, I was walking past Union Square when I heard what I thought was a chanting. The sound drew me in.
Tevin Eugene Crosby.
And there, on a platform, two people were standing in front of microphones. Just standing and reading.
Deonka Deidre Drayton.
No drama in their voices, no pretension. Just reading quietly, turn. The first person read one name.
Simon Adrian Carrillo Fernandez.
The second read another.
Leroy Valentin Fernandez.
Then the first person read again.
Mercedes Marisol Flores.
And this went on and on and on. All the names of all the people who died of AIDS in Manhattan over the years. Each name read out tenderly, with respect and remembrance.
Pedro Gonzalez Cruz, Juan Ramon Guerrero, Paul Terrell Henry, Frank Hernandez, Miguel Angel Honorato.
And I stood there in Union Square, mesmerized by the names of people I would never meet, horrified by the indiscriminate taking away of so much fabulous people before its time. Name after name.
Javier Jorge Reyes, Jason Benjamin Josephat.
I never imagined the simple reading of names would be so dignified, so dramatic. But there was no drama, no mirror to life. It was all far too mighty real for that, beyond any imagining.
Eddie Jamildroy Justice.
Each name heartbeat beating still.
Anthony Luis Lorano Disla, Christopher Andrew Linonen.
Yeah. When I first heard the tragedy of Orlando, I thought of Manhattan, and I pictured you dancing.
Alejandro Martinez, Brenda Lee Marquez McCool, Gilberto Ramon Silva Menendez, Kimberly Morris,
Dancing.
Akira Monet Murray,
You are not dead.
Luis Omar Ocasio Capo, Geraldo A. Ortiz Jimenez,
You are not dead whose names can be read and remembered.
Eric Ivan Ortiz Rivera, Joel Rayon Paniagua, Jean Carlos Mendez Perez, Enrique L. Rios Jr.,
You are not dead, and this is no play.
Jean C. Nieves Rodriguez, Xavier Emmanuel Serrano Rosado,
It's a pulse, the eternal beat of you, the 49 who danced in Orlando that night.
Christopher Joseph Sanfeliz, Umari Rodriguez, Umari Rodriguez Sullivan, Edward Sotomayor Jr.,
And still dance on.
Shane Evan Tomlinson, Martin Benitez Torres, Jonathan Antonio Camry Vega, Luis C. Vielma, Frankie Jimmy De Jesus Velasquez, Juan P. Rivera Velasquez, Luis Daniel Wilson Leon, Gerald Arthur Wright,